So welcome to week number 2 of Blue Diamond's award-winning podcast. Someone questioned last week on the award. Yes, that is an award-winning podcast. Best in Geneva, soon to be the world. I just want to thank my users for last week. Hopefully a lot of you cashed in. As it turns out, none of you cashed in at T's Casino because all of those bastards totally ignored my picks, which makes most sense to me. I went into last week just on fire. I mean, hitting 80% of my picks. A little bit lower than that last week. I did finish 8-3. Still made a ton of money on parlays. But the casino owner was laughing and chuckling that nobody followed up on Blue Diamond's tips. So on the plus side, I did get fan mail last week. So after almost topping 20 views on the first podcast, which is spectacular, people are saying it's the best podcast opening ever. I'm going to read to you a couple of my favorite responses here. So I'm going to start. The first one is Sophie from Geneva. Interesting. Let me read this. Dad, I know you don't care about embarrassing me, but you are embarrassing yourself. You know how Mom has said for years, the only one who thinks you're funny is you? Please think about that. No more of your stupid podcast, please. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Sophie. I know you hate to hear this, but if my viewership keeps growing like it did in the first week, I'm going to be able to buy you that pony that you've been asking for the last couple months. So have faith in your old dad, would you? Please. Number 2. Let's see. Hopefully this one's a little bit more positive. This one's from a Jaybird in Chicago. Dude! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. WTF, broski. Me and the fucking lads found your podcast and bet our Friday night clubbing money on the Rutgers money line. So instead of being able to entice some hotties over to our VIP table with bottle service at the club, we sat around drinking a case of Busch lattes and watching reruns of the Golden Bachelor. You better redeem yourself with your Friday night picks. It's bulking season, and I know where you live. I've enclosed a picture to incentivize improved picks this week. Here apparently is Jaybird from Chicago, and tell you what, Jaybird, while you are a amazingly handsome young man, I would think that you're handsome enough that you could score with hotties without bottle service. Now that being said, I do have a little bit of advice after looking at this picture that you sent. Number 1, lose the shades inside. Nobody thinks that's cool. I mean, nobody. Number 2, dude, add a veggie or two to bulking season. Please, for the love of God. I mean, I absolutely have seen this path before. Type 2 diabetes is absolutely in your future. Tell you what, if you guys don't improve the emails, this is going to be the last week of viewer emails, but I do have a final one. Well, this one makes a little bit more sense. It's from a Chad from Geneva. Mr. Blue Diamond, total respect to you, sir. How does a handicapper come back from an 0-2 Friday night? Like a fucking champ if you're the Blue Diamond. Thanks, Chad. Because of your 8-1 Saturday and 3-1 record on your 1-unit bangers, I hit 4 parlays over $700 last weekend. Including an 8 for 8 for a cool grand. I'm guessing the guys over at T's Casino must have taken that casino owner for all his worth. You know, Chad, first of all, thanks for your kind words. I was hoping that someone would see the genius of what's going on here. I'm going to make you my emailer of the week. And for that, you're going to receive a free 12-pack of my beer of the week, Founder's Mortal Bloom. I try to drink a 12-pack of this before every podcast. Make sure things go well. Unfortunately, believe it or not a single one of those rat bastards at T's Casinos listened to me and struck it rich. But you know what? T's Casino thanks them for that. And God bless. No, by the way, you're never going to run that bastard out of money. He's the richest man I know. Okay, so with that, let's get going to this week's picks. I'm going to try to get through these quickly for you. All right. Hey, fellas, I know Friday was a rough night for me. 0-2 was freaking unprecedented. I'm still in pain. But in spite of last Friday's ass whooping, I'm on fire right now. Another one of my fans or someone asking me for something from work. I'm going to ignore that one. Okay, so in spite of last Friday's debacle, I'm coming back with a vengeance. I've got 3 for you. I strongly recommend that you make 2 plays tonight, okay? I've got 3 solid lock guarantees for you. First one is Florida State -6.5 versus Virginia. Virginia hasn't had a good football team in about 43 years. FSU is looking like they are absolutely going to be part of the college football playoff. They are hungry. They had a terrible year last year, and they are looking to come back with a vengeance. 6.5 is an absolute gift. Florida State's going to run away with this game. Jump on Florida State. Number 2, Houston versus Oregon State. I have made money against Oregon State the last 3 weeks in a row. They are 0-4 straight up and 0-4 against the spread. That's almost effing impossible, okay? Now, you are going to be given 13.5 points with Houston. I'm looking at least 3 touchdown win here. Houston's going to run away with it. But that's not the best news of this 3-team parlay that you can put together. Texas Christian is getting 3.5 points against ASU. ASU has played nobody all year. Texas Christian's got 2 good wins, and they are racking up the points. Texas Christian should actually be giving 3.5 points here. So this is going to be a full 1-unit play for Blue Diamond. I'm going to do the money line to jack up that payment a little bit, but you cowards can just go ahead and pick them straight up. But $110 gets you a $100 win if you go that direction. All right, so let's move over to Saturday, where Blue Diamond was an unfreaking believable 8-1 last week. So I don't have a ton of early games for you. I do have one of my plays of the week, though. Notre Dame is giving 4.5 points to Arkansas. Arkansas is hot trash. I mean, the land of the crackers are not going to stay within 17 points to Notre Dame. Put everything you got on Notre Dame. You're given 4.5 points, but I absolutely say at least a full unit on Notre Dame this weekend. Okay? My second early game call, and this is only for the strong-hearted. I'm going to take the beloved getting 7 against USC. USC's not a good football team. If the Illini have any pride whatsoever, they're going to come back with a vengeance. They're getting 7 points at home to a pretty mediocre Big Ten team. They don't take this one and just blow it out. I'm hoping that this is one that you can look at and stop watching at halftime because it's a done deal. They're getting 7 points. I might do a half unit on a parlay between the two of them, or maybe just a half unit on Illinois by itself. But there's only 2 teams in the early lineup that I like, and that's ND and the Beloved. The 2:30 slate, though, guys, I'm going to give you a 6-team, 5-star parlay. That's big money, fellas. I would even go, if you're normally a $10 bettor, I would go $20 on this parlay. Number 1 is Utah. Utah was embarrassed last week by Texas Tech. Who called that game? Oh, yeah, Blue Diamond did. They are pissed, and they are playing at West Virginia University. West Virginia is freaking terrible. They literally lost by 31 points to Kansas last week. 2 weeks before that, they lost to a MAC team. It's a 12.5 point spread. Utah, again, this is one that's going to be put to bed before halftime. Take Utah. The next one, Ole Miss versus LSU. LSU can't score to save their lives. Not only that, their coach is the biggest little bitch on the face of the planet. They're given 1.5. They're going to easily cover this one. But take Ole Miss as the second leg of your parlay. Third, another big winner for me last week, Texas A&M. They did not let me down. This is a team that's really looking at a college football playoff if they don't mess up, and they are not going to mess up against Auburn. It's just not going to happen. Put them down, and they're going to win for you. My next one. I kind of went back and forth on this, but the more I dug in, the more I found out Ohio State's not your grandpa's Ohio State. Washington's got a really good quarterback this year. They're getting 8.5 at home, one of the toughest places on the planet to play. Quite honestly, Ohio State hasn't had a good game yet. So this could be a one-score game where Ohio State pulls it out, but getting 8.5, Washington's a freaking lock there. Next one after that is I've got Tennessee against Mississippi State. If you watch the Tennessee-Alabama game, you know that Tennessee is for real. If you've seen Mississippi State this year, you know they're a bunch of cracker fucks that are not suited for being in the SEC. So, Tennessee, 7.5-point favorite. This is an easy two-touchdown win for Tennessee. Tennessee still has aspirations to go in someplace, and they're going to have to take care of business to make that happen. So that's pick number 5. Pick number 6, my lock of the week. Okay, I'm not sure anybody saw Indiana versus the Beloved last week, but they hung 63 on a team that I didn't think was terrible. Iowa is terrible. If Indiana can beat the Beloved by 63, they can beat Iowa by 500. And the line's only what are we looking at here? 8.5 right now. Take whatever money you have set aside for the kids' college fund, and you need to put it on Indiana right now before this line goes up to 99. Okay, this is the gold solid lock of the year. Okay, so that's a 6-teamer. Let me go back over that 6-team parlay just so that you have it for the 2:30 games. Okay, I got Utah minus 12.5. I've got Ole Miss minus 1.5 versus LSU. Don't be fooled by the preseason ranking. That is not a team that can score the ball. Texas A&M minus 6.5. Then you got Washington versus Ohio State plus 8.5. Might make you nervous, but that is going to be an Ohio State win. But Washington's going to cover that one. Indiana is just going to wipe the freaking planet coming to Iowa. They're just going to destroy them. So give the points, give the 8.5. Take Indiana, and then finally Tennessee at SEC laugher. They're going to blast past that 7.5 points, no time straight. All right, let me speed it up here. I want to get to our night plays because there's some great games tomorrow night. First of all, I've got Penn State minus 3.5 against Oregon. Pedophile U, unfortunately, is going to cover here. They've got 15 starters returning from last year. Haven't played anybody yet, but that's a good football team that's going to need to be reckoned with. And I've watched parts of 2 different Oregon games. They're just not the team that we remember, the high scoring. I think they're going to flounder here. I think that Penn State wins this at least by a touchdown. And then we've got Georgia later on, only a 3-point favorite versus Alabama. Tell you what, I cannot believe that Alabama didn't beat Wisconsin by 160 last week. I mean, they still beat them by like 95 points, but anything less than 100 against that shit squad up in Madison is a freaking joke. Georgia covers between the hedges. Alabama is not going to come in and beat Kirby in Georgia. Take that 3 points. Could be a close game. Could be one that you sweat out a little bit, but Georgia's going to take this one in the end. And then I've got my final in this one. This was almost my play of the day. This is how much I love them. Memphis is giving 13.5 points to Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic's going to finish under 500 this year. And Memphis, guys, I'm telling you, they're a juggernaut. They do not play anybody else the rest of the year. This team's going to finish undefeated, and you're going to see them in a college football playoff. Now, they're going to get embarrassed once they get there, but they are going to get there. So, to reiterate, my nighttime calls, I've got Penn State minus 3.5. I've got the Bulldogs of Georgia, given 3, and I've got Memphis minus 13.5. Memphis is my 1-unit play, but go ahead and do a double unit on that parlay. You'll bring yourself some money back. So, going back, I've got the 3-teamer tonight of Friday. That's Florida State, TCU, and Houston, all with the spreads. 11 o'clock game tomorrow. I've got Notre Dame minus 4.5. That's a 1-unit play. It's a great game. You want to parlay it with the Illini? That's your choice. I know Blue Diamond's going to do it, but he's an idiot when it comes to the beloved. And then in the afternoon, you got Utah minus 12.5, Ole Miss minus 1.5, Texas A&M minus 6.5, Washington plus 8.5, Indiana minus 8.5, Tennessee minus 7.5. All right, I'm telling you guys, I know none of you have ever cashed a 16 parlay before. I just cashed an 8 last week. It's a good feeling. This is Blue Diamond signing out. I wish you guys luck this week. And I can't make you follow me, but you really, really should.